like in terms of I always start with pacing a report, but I think the most important things, if you answer like hello, I'd be straight off bad impression. So everyone from that standpoint, really, really nice. There was some good clarity and everything, and specificity, and actually around things like BPPV and explaining that, I thought that was really important. So the clarity was really good. In terms of what you can do next, it's using those tidbits of information, like I said, that active listening that works so well, and actually framing up those questions for one bit to the next bit. If we can avoid that list behavior of just chucking questions out, you're going to keep engaged with your patient. And I think that to me is the biggest take home of what I've noticed from more often than not when it's come to asking a list of closed questions is try and keep it as conversational as possible,
Yeah,
and try and tee it up that way.
into it. And often the health anxiety allows you to do that. So I appreciate you're worried about your heart. I'm just going to ask a few yes and no questions around that, if that's okay. Try and find
Yeah,
out what's going on, or you were worried about many years. So a few yes and no questions. So I think it's just important that you use ICE to the max in that sense, rather than over icing.
yeah.
Anything else at all, Ryan?
Yeah, I think now. That was the main part. Oh, and I think allow a bit of spacing between. You guess you've got 12 minutes, but you've also got 12 minutes to listen to your patient as well. So give that time. Let those answers breathe a little bit, and before we're moving on to the next one, because it does show an agenda, or it can, if it's quite strong, show an agenda of what you want to get out of it. If you end up just going, what do you think? I'm going to talk now. What do you think? So just try and avoid that. I think that thing of giving a patient time to articulate what's up is really important.
Yeah, so an example of that might be if we're bringing Mr. Phil Taylor in saying, would you be open to some further investigations to try and find out what might be causing this bleeding? And then just pausing to see, what actually comes back at that point, rather
Yeah,
than necessarily saying, well, I want to do this, this, and this. What do you think about that? It's like, well, I wasn't really given a choice necessarily to have that discussion. So, I think there are different ways of presenting a patient-centered approach, even though, we are trying to escalate risk appropriately. We can still share that with patients by readdressing their agendas first. Okay, so a round of applause for Ryan, please. Thank you so much, Ryan.
all the best.
We'll let you